Welcome back to the review of the Zwift Club 2025 racing series organised by the North West of England Triathlon Committee, and a special thanks to those sponsors that support all that we do, in particular TriFit and Rixo Recovery. Thanks guys for supporting the series. We especially want to thank them for the support they're giving in giving prizes for the end of the series. Don't forget there are some big prizes on offer and also some rewards for the captains who support us all. In particular, we want to highlight TriFit this week. TriFit have launched just recently their new Volt and Propel open water goggles, scoring an impressive 95% in the recent Tri 247 review, which some of you may have seen. Specialist open water goggles, really good anti-fog technology. Please do go to the TriFit website, check them out, and if you want to improve your open water swimming and in particular your comfort and performance when swimming, then you might want to try these goggles out. Please do take a look. So 5 weeks of cycling racing done now, 51 teams now scoring from the 12 clubs. And it's great to see that we've got past 600 riders who are now part of the series, who've competed in at least one race. Fantastic. A mile ahead of where we were last year. 26 of those races done now, only 9 to go. So it's getting down to the wire. No pun intended. Scheduling this week, I know for some of the captains was particularly tricky. They do an amazing job getting you all organised, shuffled into teams, and then supporting me producing the scores at the end. Thank you, captains. Please do support your captains in the last few weeks. Some special mentions, though, to some heroes that were competing this week. Josh from Wyre, our first ever hand cyclist, competed in this week. We never had that before. We gave him a little bonus in his score for doing that, but Josh, welcome. Fantastic to have a bit of hand cycling as part of the series. Pete from Wyre has now increased his FTP on 3 consecutive weeks, which we've noticed. That makes us think that you probably weren't trying, Pete, at the beginning. So buck your ideas up next year and try from the start, please. Your team needs you. Andy from Wyre, however, is certainly trying with an FTP of 314. And from Mersey, we've got Catherine, Matthew and Chris all setting new FTPs, and Steve adding 15 watts to his this week. That's impressive. That's a big leap up. It's not just about top-level performance and improving, it's about getting involved. So, Sarah, good to welcome you as a debut rider from Wyre as well. I'm sure there were others that were involved. So, if you want to give a shout out to your fellow team members, if you want to give a shout out to your captain, if you want to mention something specific, or if you want to give us some feedback about how the series is going, then do get involved. Put some comments in the video, the YouTube video section if you can. We do pay attention. Speak to your captains, give us some feedback. They can WhatsApp me and we can try to improve your experience, recognise good performances and make it better every single week. So, very quickly, the results. Rochdale, for the 3rd week in a row, 21 points. Rochdale A and the top scoring team yet again. They're doing it again this year. For those of you that are part of smaller clubs, don't worry, because the tables are turned after this week and we start to recognise faster riders more strongly than we do recognise the volume of team members. So it's not all over yet. Total and Rochdale had a big race with about 60 riders this week. Rochdale A coming out on top, as I said. Serpentine A also winning for the 3rd week in a row, I think. But only a small race with 3 teams in the Serpentine versus Bolton race this week. Difficult to schedule that race as I understand it. And Lakeland, they dominated their race against Preston, which gives us a league table with Rochdale A unsurprisingly dominating the league. They're well clear. They look like they might be very much part of the podium at the end of this series. They're like the Liverpool, I think, of this league at the moment. Rochdale B behind and C. So Rochdale really dominating League A at the moment. Try Lakeland and Total doing all they can to push on. And it's great to see everyone represented there. We can see that the teams at the bottom, Serpentine C, Total, Tri D, you add points to your leading teams every time you compete. So please don't be disappointed with that. In League B, well, I must confess, when I'm doing the scoring at the end of the week, I'm much more excited to see the Week B scores, and you'll understand why in a second. So Mersey A this week, as opposed to Wyre, were the highest scoring team in League B with 19 points. That's because they were in the Wyre versus Mersey top of the table clash, and the Mersey A team edged that race. Well done, Mersey A. Your first year in the series, and you're doing exceptionally well. Good to see Manchester Chester A coming out ahead in their race against Trident, and the Chorley A team coming out ahead in their race against Barbarians. Now look at this league table because it's exciting. Wyre are at the top, but joint second place are the team from Manchester Chester A and Mersey A. So that's going to make for an interesting final week to see how we get on there. Wyre B doing very well. Barbarians are still up there in 5th place. Trident represented in 6th place. And as you look down that table, you can see there are close matchups all the way down that table. It's the more exciting league to be involved in. We still can't be sure who's going to win it. It looks like Wyre A are in pole position, but it is not certain at this stage. We've got the last week of head-to-head racing this week. And we can see that we've got in League A, Rochdale taking on Preston, Serpentine taking on Total, and Tri-Lakeland taking on Bolton. On the other side of the table, Chester versus Chorley, Mersey versus Trident, and Barbarians. This is your opportunity to get yourself back in the top 3 positions with your race against Wyre. So we're looking forward to seeing how these races spin out. It is all to play for. However, I want to highlight what happens next. So as you know, this week we've got the last of the head-to-heads, and that will mean that you in your team will have raced every other club in your league at the end of this coming week. But then we have a bit of a breather, give you a bit of space to organise yourselves. And then on the 12th and 13th of March, we have the Category Heroes races. In this race, it's not about how many, it's about how fast. What we do is we only award points to the fastest male, the fastest female, the fastest male over 50, and the fastest female over 50 in your club. So what you have to do is get yourselves organised with your captains. You have to make sure that you are supporting your riders, working like a team, and drafting your riders across the line to win that race. That's what gets you the points. It's not about the numbers, it's about the winners in that week. And then on the 20th of March, the grand finale. Now I know it's difficult for you all because some of you may have club nights on that night of the week, but if there's one night of the year that you should be saying to your club, right, I'm going to go all in, then it's the 20th of March, the grand finale, because there are double points available and everybody who takes part scores for their leading team. So get involved and get yourself organised around the 20th of March. That's the last race of the series, and after that we'll be able to crown the champions. So finally, again, we wish you the very best of luck for this week's racing and enjoy. Thanks again.